Alrighty, today I have Carmel from Aroma Pots, so candles, and we're just having a little bit of a chat today about working with Carmel, myself, and Full Suite Digital, obviously. So first of all, Carmel, I think it's been a few years. Yeah, I actually was going to have a
Yeah.
look and see, but I think been about
Yeah, it
3 years
was at the
by
end
now.
of 2021 that I started Facebook ads with.
About 2 years, is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just going to ask Carmel some questions and about working with us, and then yeah, she'll be. I've given her the questions, so hopefully this will go quite smoothly. So, Carmel, I was just wondering, maybe just to start with, tell us a little bit about yourself and your brand.
Yeah, so I've got a candle business, as you said. We make soy candles and diffusers from our home in the Barossa. We've just kind of extended it so it's like a big working studio now in our garage. And our best-selling range is a collaboration that we did with an artist in New South Wales, Jess Hutchinson. We print her artwork onto the candles. And I've also got a classic range as well, but we mainly do candles and diffusers and some melts and gift packs, seasonal gift packs.
Yes, they're absolutely beautiful. I've had some myself, and they're gorgeous. Yeah, and the collaboration with Jess Hutchinson is
Yeah.
amazing. I love it.
The
Um,
packaging's really
Yeah,
amazing.
she's just absolutely, yeah, she's a very talented lady. You're both very talented ladies, yes.
Yeah, she is.
So do you remember, I know it might be a while ago, a couple of years ago, but where your brand was actually at before you started working with us here at Full Suite Digital? So in terms of like maybe your sales, revenue numbers, growth, anything that you remember, if you can remember back to that couple of years ago before you started working with us, and what were you doing and how were you doing before that?
Yeah, I had to really stop and think about it. So I do remember that I was stuck on the same revenue every month for quite a few years, probably 2 or 3 years before I started Facebook ads, and I was struggling to grow that revenue. So I did the rebrand, did the collaboration, and then started Facebook ads. And well, like straight away within that, first couple of weeks and months, the revenue tripled. So, and then it's pretty much stayed at that consistently. I mean, it drops a little bit, obviously, over Christmas, after Christmas,
Yeah.
and in quieter periods. But basically, it's tripled and stayed at that.
Yeah, it's amazing the growth that you had, and you had it pretty quickly, if I remember
Yeah.
rightly. I always tell my new clients to say, look, give me, 3 months, a few months, and we'll see what happens. And sometimes I keep my expectations low. Let's see how it goes. And then I remember with your brand, it was pretty much within 24 hours. And it's like,
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
that
I kind of
thing.
thought, oh yeah, I'll just give it a couple of months, but it was immediate, pretty much,
Yeah.
just overnight,
And it
really.
hasn't really, as you said, it's up and down, which is completely happens for everyone. As I always say, it doesn't matter who you are, how big you are, there's a roller coaster ride of, well, e-commerce, having a business, and in particularly paid ads. It's definitely always a roller coaster ride, but you've always been quite consistent, actually.
Yeah, and then if I increase them a little bit, before Christmas and Mother's Day and the periods that our brand usually gets extra sales, I'll usually find that it will increase, the sales will increase as well.
Yeah.
So it's good. Like I can kind of like have a little bit of control over the work coming in by increasing and decreasing kind of like the ad spend.
Yes. Because around here as well, with myself and the agency, there's no fixed, ad spend. I always tell people you can go up and down. In the quieter times, look, let's face it, it happens. We scale back on the ad spend. And then when, the busy season, we can actually just put more money in. So we can go up and down here. Yeah. So correct me if I'm wrong, but you actually had not run any, remind me, paid ads before working with us.
No, I hadn't. Back when I first decided to really, after I had a second child, and then I decided to really, I had a website and go full force with the business. I did use a company in Queensland, which I didn't have any luck with. Like I ran it for probably 2 or 3 months and it just didn't convert. I got nothing, lost thousands. So I just didn't, yeah, I don't know why. I think at the time, I didn't have the printed packaging and the nice and the
Yes.
photography and all the presentation maybe and the content. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure why, but yeah, and I only did that for a couple of months. So this was my second attempt and I was a bit worried, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was going to ask. So you had a break between using them and coming to us.
Yeah, probably like a 5 or 6 year break, really.
Oh, okay, big
Yeah,
break.
big break,
Okay, yeah.
huge break. Yeah.
And then what made you decide to start looking and maybe you need to outsource it again?
A lot of well, I knew that to get more new customers, because I was just getting the sales from, like my return customer rate was about probably I think it was 60 or 80%, really high. So that's where all my sales were coming from. I needed new customers to get that. I needed, the awareness, and I needed to get my name out there. So I knew that I needed to do some paid advertising. And I had heard about you from some other business friends, and the great reputation that you had. So I knew that it should be, like hopefully this second attempt at it would go a little bit better, because there was that social proof there.
Yeah, and it did, which is good. So did you, and before, and I know it happens, so before working with us, and if you've already done some ads before and spent a lot of money and didn't get the return, did you have, any fears around possibly outsourcing it again to someone else?
I did, like I was a little bit worried, but I kind of tried to keep open-minded and think, all right, let's just give it another shot. And also, like, I think the fear was a lot lower just because I had the other business friends that had said how well they had gone. So I was my mind was put at ease more this time.
That's good. Yeah, you did come across as quite a warm lead, which is good because you're working with some other business friends. Yeah. Now, how can you say that Facebook and Google Ads has helped your brand, and sort of without it, I guess, how do you think you would have been in the last 2 years?
Definitely wouldn't have grown like it had. I think doing the rebrand and everything, there would have been a little bit of growth, but it wouldn't have tripled, I don't think. And even just I started Google Ads at the end of last year, and even that's kind of increased, and I've noticed a lot of sales coming from Google now, and also like wholesale inquiries, and there's kind of other things that happen, from being on Google. But it's made a huge difference. Like had to hire staff, a couple of helpers at the end of last year. Gary's my partner's quit his job and works in the business, so he's the full-time pourer and packer now.
Yes.
And I'm on the bookwork all the time. And just expanding into the extra space because we've outgrown the space, so it's made a huge difference.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's it's been so good to see. I do love seeing my clients as their growth.
The progression, it would be.
Yeah, and we can, as I've always said, you can always go to the next level at some point. We can start talking about scaling you further.
Yes.
So can I ask you, I guess before working with Full Suite Digital, what expectations maybe you had, and have we sort of met your expectations?
Well, I'd heard a lot about some people getting, 5 times return, 8, 10. So I really didn't know what expectations. Like I kind of just thought, like you had explained, set them, like realistic and lower. And so I kind of thought I'm just gonna, even if I got 3 times, that's amazing. If someone's going to give you $100, if I'm going to give them 100 and they give me 300 back, you're not going to say no to that. So I didn't really have I didn't have a huge expectation. I kind of just wanted to keep it open and just see how it went. Just because of the other, I'd had the other failure, I kind of guess, with the other agency, and I just thought I'll just see how it goes. But I mean, if there was any expectations, Full Suite Digital has completely blown them away, because like tripling is not, I wouldn't have expected that. Maybe I would have thought double, or
And it does. A lot of it, so much just comes down to, as you say, your product. Your product has changed quite a bit since you last dabbled in advertising. And like product is a key part, and that's on you, and thanks to you that you've come to me and you've got amazing products that people want, because otherwise we can run the best paid ads in the world, and if people don't want us, then unfortunately they're not going to buy it. So that's,
Yeah, definitely.
you've done so much there working on that at your end, which is amazing, and of course helps us. So just to sort of finishing off, if anyone was thinking about doing paid ads, Facebook and or Google ads, especially with us at Full Suite Digital, what would you hopefully say to them?
I'd say definitely give it a go. Like you've really got nothing to lose. Like at least, give it, a couple of months, start with Facebook ads, see how it goes. And then after a while, once you get in consistent sales, I'd even say, put on the Google ads. It's made a huge difference to us. It's been the one probably main big change to our business. Like the most, where we've got the most bang for our buck, I guess. So I'd definitely recommend using Full Suite Digital.
Thank you, Carmel. Well, thanks so much
Thank you so much for all your help,
today.
Rebecca.
And it's a pleasure working with you, and hopefully we've got a lot more to come, which will be great.
Yeah, big end to the year.
Yeah. All right. Thank you. And I'll see you soon.